Good morning. Welcome to 4x8 Paper Stuff. This is Beth. I am in my fourth journal for the month. As I think Kurtie pointed that out. I think it's 4. Is that right, Kurtie? Anyhow, if you watched my previous videos, you know I struggled creatively with my Ghostbusters journal. Great idea. Planned and planned and planned. Made a whole bunch of things on Procreate for my own kit. But after that, the creativity ended. It was just a matter of assembling what I had already done. And that was no fun, creatively, every day for me. So I decided to switch in mid-month, and that's what I'm doing. I'm switched houses, so why not switch journals? I'm at the beach, where it's starting to look a little bit like Halloween down here, instead of a previous hurricane came through last week. But anyhow, today the prompt, and I'm doing Mab's Drawloween Club prompts, and I am much more in charge creativity. Well, no, the paper is much more in charge creatively. So you saw Courtney Diaz's printables from my Patreon account thing that I get from her. She makes the best monsters. But I'm going to make a monster, and that's his little head in the middle there. This is all paper that I painted. I'm standing up, which I don't normally do, but it's 4:30 in the morning. I don't know. I had the weirdest sleeping patterns here. He's going to have horns, but he's not going to be scary. He's friendly. This is just a piece of scrap paper that I painted. In fact, it was a shiny piece of paper from a magazine somewhere. I put a lot of paint on it, and then I put a lot of white over it, so it has just a cloud of some action going on underneath my monster. My monster is very much in love with green pumpkins, so that's what's going to happen too. And then I just took a Sharpie and outlined the whole thing to give it a little bit of, there's his feet, foundation, or whatever you want to call it. There's his head, there's his eyeballs, and there's his little happy face. And then, so yeah, I'm standing up, which I do not ever do, but I'm at the kitchen bar, the little island in the kitchen, and that's why I put paper underneath me, because it's got a marbly thing on the surface, and it would maybe distract on the camera. I don't know. But you wouldn't be able to see everything clearly. I don't think I've ever used this red, but I'm giving my Build-A-Beast a heart, but the shape I was going to use for the heart ripped, so I'm going to have to draw it on that little red spot. But there's his heart, kind of like a Build-A-Bear. I don't know if they have those in other places around the world, but in the United States they have these little Build-A-Bear places, which are extremely expensive for what they are. But it's usually grandparents taking grandchildren to the Build-A-Bear factory, and you build your own bear, but on the inside of every single one of them is a heart, which I think is kind of cool. Here's a story from the past. Not too distant past, but the past. I was friends with a lady that her sister worked in corporate offices of Build-A-Bear, and this sister, my friend, got cancer horribly bad, and her and her husband, several months before she died, renewed their vows on the last anniversary they were going to have together. And her sister had a bride and groom Build-A-Bear, which was kind of cool, and they had traveled all over the world, done all kinds of neat things, and they had like the Build-A-Bears on a table with all kinds of memories. Oh, okay, let's go back to building a beast. That was too sad. She was a neat lady, and I'm waiting for paint to dry. Oh, and there's a piece of paper I'm going to throw away. Can you imagine that? It's probably a ½ inch. I'm throwing away a ½ inch piece of paper. But so there's a lot of white in the background, and I thought I just might add a little bit of color. The paper was telling me to add a little bit more color, so I just took this piece of purple washi tape that has Halloween cats on it and made just streamers of color to kind of cut the white up a little bit, even though there is color underneath it. There is a quite a bit of purple and aqua underneath, but it was covered up with a lot of white. So while my pumpkins are drying up there, I'm just kind of tidying up my little island. Getting my food labels and my Target label condensed so I can put them in my Hobonichi. The food label, I think, is from potatoes that I made. I love oven brown potatoes. I think I'm channeling my Irish roots as I get older. Potato, potato, potato. Anyhow, we have some friends down here. Our friends that have the house, they're at a 50th class reunion, high school reunion, in Oklahoma somewhere. But their daughter is here, and their son, and some other friends. So there are people to play with here this weekend. Halloween is such a huge month here. Huge. It's bigger than Christmas here in this subdivision. There's my trash for the day. In this neighborhood, whatever you want to call it. And I put pictures on Instagram. I'll try to put them at the end here of what I've done so far. But there's so much construction going on for our new deck that our underneath is really raggedy looking. But when you see these pictures of the beach house with the ghost hanging off the balcony, you can see on the posts, the black posts that hold the house up, there's lines on the bottom, and that's where the water came up, which was about 1.5 feet, 18 inches or so, underneath our house. But luckily I have a beast that's going to chase the water away next time, right? That's my book right there. Oh, there's Novato. That was not intentional. Novato is where I grew up in California, just north of San Francisco. So I have these little scraps of paper, so I decided to do some stuff on the back. It's just a map page that was a scrap that was left on my desk. Basically, I cleaned my desk off with this little tiny journal before I left home to come here to the beach. So now we have really deep blue, dark, cold waters in the Atlantic Ocean there. And then we have green seaweed that I added. So the cover's not blank anymore. This is what I needed. This is what I needed. So I'm going to put the Halloween pictures at the end. Oh, look at him. Isn't he cute? Yes, yes, yes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.